Incidentally, we're going to get to chapter 13 real quickly here, and we're going to find out this dragon's going to show up with an incredible introduction. Now we've come to the middle point of Revelation tribulation. And we come back to this guy that we've all heard about, the beast. Here's what it tells us in chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having, watch this now. We've heard this before. We just heard this in the last chapter. Having 7 heads, 10 horns, and his horns 10 crowns. And upon his heads the name of blasphemy. I bet you'd like to know what that's talking about, don't you? You need to come tomorrow night. This is talking and introducing, and all this symbolic meanings here are very important. 7 heads, 10 horns, horns on the 10 crowns. But we're introduced to the first beast. See, some people read the book of Revelation, didn't even know there's more than one beast. There's 2, and I'll show it to you in just a second. Verse 2 says, And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. Now let's stop there for just a second. That would mean absolutely nothing to you unless you read the book of Daniel. How many know that Daniel and Revelation complement one another and explain one another? Daniel tells us these exact same creatures. Except when Daniel introduces them, he starts off with the lion, then he goes to the bear, and then he goes to the leopard, and then he goes to this strange, grotesque beast that has 7s and 10s. Ooh, that's weird. But now, looking backward, see, that was Daniel looking forward. Now, looking backward, he's seeing those creatures the wrong direction, the backward direction. He sees them as a leopard and a bear and a lion, all to be explained later on. And then it says the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Who's the dragon? The devil, Satan, that old serpent. He gives him his power. Satan gives this beast his power. He gives him a seat. He gives him great authority. Now, here is a very important thing. He's described with explicit detail. One of these 7 heads are wounded to death. What's that talking about? It's all very, very descriptive. How many know we've tried to help you understand this? The Bible will always explain itself. You can't figure this out on your own. Let the Word of God explain it for you. Those 10 horns, those 10 crowns, it's all clearly explained. But you got to wait until you get to that point. But let's skip down, and we find that there's another beast. We just saw a beast come up out of the sea. He looks like a leopard, and all it has these heads. But now we're introduced to another beast. This one, it tells us in verse 11, and I beheld another beast. We're still in the same chapter. Coming up out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb. He spake like a... Ooh, we've heard this before. No, wait a minute. Like a lamb? No, wait a minute. What? Didn't we find out who the lamb was? Who was the lamb? Jesus. Well, he kind of looks like a lamb, except he's got these 2 horns. But he looks like a lamb. But wait a minute. He talks like a dragon. How clear. See, once you understand that the Bible explains itself, how many can understand how clearly this is being explained to us? This next beast comes up acting like Jesus, but he's actually talking like the devil. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and he causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast. How many know who the first beast is? The Antichrist. This second beast, we'll find out later on, is actually referred to and called, literally called, the false prophet. This whole concept, and by the way, I'm almost done, and we've tried to keep you here just long enough for you to think that the tribulation is going to start, but we're about ready to let you out of here, so stick with me. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. How many know that you shouldn't always consider miracles being a good sign that somebody's of God? And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those what? Miracles. People say, now wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that miracles can be done by Satan? Absolutely. If you doubt that, read the book of Exodus when Moses is getting ready to do some signs and Pharaoh's servants, magicians, start reproducing them. Of course, after a while, God shows himself more powerful. But in this case, this guy is actually able to make fire come down from the sky. Anybody seen that happen lately? Well, this guy will do that. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast and that they should worship this image. This man is a man. It's a real human being. 3.5 years into the tribulation, there's going to be a religious revival that's going to happen. In the midst of all these horrible events, all these tragedies, people are still wanting to believe in something. Of course, we know at this point they're worshiping devils, so they're all open to all this demonic stuff. Out comes this guy that's going to say, hey, you know what? I got the answer. And then to help back that up, just like Jesus had John the Baptist as a forerunner, this guy's going to play kind of a vital role and kind of help lead the way to introduce to a world a new system. He's going to actually somehow, and how he does it, I don't know. We'll probably never know. But he's going to make an image come alive. And this image is going to declare that all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, is going to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man could buy or sell. You know what that's talking about? That's talking about the economy. How many know right now is a perfect time for somebody to show up that's going to help clear up the economic problems of the world? But then it says nobody can buy or sell except you have three things. Watch this. That he had the mark. Oh, John, I know what that is. That's the mark of the beast. That's that 666. Nope. You got that wrong. It's not what it says. Except he had the mark or the what? The name of the beast or the number of his name. Notice there's three things. There's the mark, there's the name, and there's the number. Guess what? We don't know what the mark is. Guess what else? We don't know the name of the beast. But guess what? We know his number. Watch what it says. Next verse. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the mark of the beast. Is that what it says? For it is the mark of a man, and his mark is 666. Is that what it says? No. It says, he that hath understanding count the what? The number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, threescore, score is 20, so threescore, 60, 666. Now there's all kinds of stuff going around about that. Everybody's trying to figure out who the Antichrist is by the 666. And I mean, it gets so crazy, it's insane. I mean, when Ronald Wilson Reagan was president, it was him because he had 6 letters in Ronald, 6 letters in Wilson, and 6 letters in Reagan. And, of course, Michael Jordan was the Antichrist. He's 6'6", and his number was 23, and 2 times 3 is 6. Okay? And, of course, remember what his logo was a bull with 2 horns. Hello, scarlet-colored bull with 2 horns. And there were 6 games played during the 6th season, and I mean, you can get weird. I mean, there's weird words.